up? Man, I'm back. Made it back another day. Another 10 cent. Goddamn weather, dust, caliche and shit is fucking with a nigga allergies and shit. I wish it would just go to hot. Either hot or cold. That in between and getting cold at night, fuck all that. Fuck with a nigga allergies and shit. Shout out to everybody out there at the Core Plantation. Shout out to Tasha, Brian, Shawnee, Erica, David from No Compromise, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody out there. 066, Screwhead, all y'all out there, man. Man, you already know what it is, man. You know what it ain't. We about to get into it. This is about to be a real quick one. I got other shit to do. But we about to talk about it. We gonna talk about gun violence, and we gonna talk about if it's a problem. See, to me, I think this is just one big distraction. Because if they can get everybody to talk about some bullshit, then we're not gonna focus on the real shit. So let's get into it right now. We're gonna get into it right now. Man, I think it's some bullshit. Here's the reason why I think it's some bullshit. I'm just gonna put it out there because every time there's a shooting or somebody get killed, they always talk about gun violence. No, it's people that uses those guns to kill people. It's not guns. So stop making that the focal point of, you know what I'm saying, the violence. No, it's the people behind those weapons, not the weapons itself. The weapon is just a tool. I don't see nobody. Look, now y'all hear me out. I want everybody to listen to me. When a nigga get clobbered with a hammer or a shovel, I don't see a motherfucker talking about we gotta stop the shovel violence, y'all. When a nigga pass away from all these pharmaceuticals they pumping your body full of, I don't hear them saying we gotta stop the pharmaceutical violence, y'all. Stop. When a motherfucker eat too much, man, we gotta stop the food homicides, y'all. Like, stop. Like, they use anything to distract you from what the fuck is really going on. You know what I'm saying? And what is really going on is these people are set up and set out to do these things to cause mass hysteria and to cause everybody to practice benign neglect by default. Because if you deviate from the real point and the real purpose, then the dominant society has done their job. As Nelly Fuller Jr. talks about, along with my brother David from No Compromise, the dominant society is the masters of confusion. So now all of a sudden, this gun violence, you got Matthew McConaughey on there making these speeches. Stop, nigga, stop. When you call the police, what do you think they got? Guns. So stop. If you're going to say gun violence, then take away guns, period. The police shouldn't have guns. The only thing they should have is a baton. They should not have guns. But motherfuckers don't think about it that way. I'm pretty sure people get murdered with they get their throat slit. You don't see people talking, man, we got to stop this knife violence. How many times have you watched cops and some crazy methamphetamine, crystal meth motherfucker, particularly the dominant society, chasing at the police with a damn knife? You don't see them talking about, oh, we got to stop the knife violence. You know, what about DUIs? I don't hear them talking about, we got to stop the alcohol violence. I don't hear them just saying none of that shit. But when it comes to gun violence, all of a sudden, oh, we got to stop the gun violence. Man, stop, man. The dominant society know what the fuck they doing. This is just a tool and a trick to get motherfuckers to be talking about shit that don't even fucking matter. And I'm not saying those people that lost their lives, that don't matter. What I'm saying is, stop letting these people make you deviate from the point. Now all of a sudden, this gun violence, all this other shit. It's like, man, and then you got people like Matthew McConaughey making these speeches and shit, and that's what tripped me out, because I was like, they always know how to get some token celebrity to come out there and make these speeches and make it seem like they're on one side or the other. If they get into a real bind, they call the police. And what do you think the police have? Guns, nigga. So I don't understand why all of a sudden stop this violence and all that. No, how about the dominant society stop the anti-black racism? Stop the anti-black racism among foundational black Americans. How about the dominant society changes their views and their perspectives on how they treat us at these corporate plantation jobs? How about that? How about you stop hiring these passive-aggressive dominant society motherfuckers that don't really like niggas? They only like niggas that capitulate and kiss ass and be a grinning nigga. How about y'all stop that? How about we stop allowing the dominant society to be the moral compass about who we are? How about we stop allowing them, every time it's something volatile, they always bring it up Compton or in LA or the West Side in Las Vegas, or they always bring it up Chicago. Why is it we always responsible for Chicago's violence, but then when white folk commit violence, which it's documented history, they've done it in the past, it's an isolated incident. But when we do it, they group us all together. And why is it, like I said before, y'all always shoving the cameras up in black folks when a whole bunch of black people get massacred? We got to forgive them and pray and sing We Shall Overcome. But when white folk get shot in a massacre, I remember that massacre, was it in Connecticut when Obama was the president? They didn't shove them mics in them white people faces out there then and say, do y'all forgive the shooter? What about when that shooter went in that goddamn theater in Denver and shot up everybody? I didn't see them shoving the camera in them white people's face talking about, do y'all forgive the shooter? But when it's us, we always got to forgive and forget. Why is that? Let me ask y'all that. Why is that? But when it comes to the dominant society, particularly the white Jewish community, they always talk about never forget the Holocaust. They never let you fucking forget. But when it comes to everybody else's struggle, especially not everybody else's, when it comes to black folks' struggle, it's like, oh, well, that's old. When we talk about documented history and how volatile George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, like, that's when they be like, our forefathers. Man, those are y'all forefathers. Those are not mine. These people are criminals. And their kids should be locked up from benefiting from the privilege and the wealth that was built off black labor for free. Like I was on this Twitter space, this was a while ago, and I was chopping it up, and I told him, I said, let's just not forget that Martha Washington had 17,500 acres of land. A brother in the Twitter space was like, man, that's funny you say that, because the owners of the Baltimore Ravens just bought 56 acres of land from the Martha Washington trust, and they paid like $16 or $17 million for it. That's our land. That's black folk land. We should be getting $17 million. We can't even get an acre. An acre of land in Las Vegas, Nevada costs you $5 million type shit. But they want to convince you when you get on these goddamn corporate plantation jobs, you got to be doing all this other stuff. Man, look, get in there, learn what you can, what you can't, they just got to help you. As long as you showing up every day and do what you're supposed to do, it's all good. Don't let these people intimidate you and try to get mad, get frustrated. Have those conversations among your people. But this is a long journey and a long road. And let me tell you something. Don't get on these corporate plantation jobs and want to work the goddamn job for 40 years and then don't do that shit, man. Enjoy your life and be in your lane and stick to what you know is best. But stop allowing these people to place these fictitious characters in front of you like Matthew McConaughey. No diss, but niggas, stop. Guns are not the problem. It's the people that are using the guns that are the problem. But I don't see nobody talking about that when we talk about what's really the problem. The problem isn't gun control and all that. No, the people behind all that is the real problem. It's just like when you talk about the core plantation. We talk about the core plantation. We have to remember this. When you're talking about that, keep it in context. When you're talking about them in its entirety and what they do, it's very, very evil. Very evil, very wicked in how they do it. And they do certain things. I've experienced it. I experience it all the time. And they come, especially when it's those passive aggressive dominant society people. It's very passive, but they're super aggressive. And then what they do is, see, we got to start understanding what it is. Black folks, stop getting amongst them and gossiping and doing all that. Don't gossip with these motherfuckers. Look at their ass and laugh. As soon as y'all work, get the fuck out of there. Don't go having no drinks with them. I've been saying that, man. No, look, man, unless they're vetted out. And then when you vet them out, you tell them, look, man, I'll beat your motherfucking ass. Don't play with me, bro. Then they understand that. But all this motherfucking co-mingling and playing all these games and dealing with the email thugs and all this other shit, man, keep to yourself. Like I told y'all before, I used to go to this casino called the Santa Fe out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Stations Casino. What's going on, Eric? I see you. When I used to go there, I would decompress. This one I used to drink a lot. I would go there and I would decompress, be at the sports book, or I just had me a couple of beers at the goddamn bar. I just want to be left alone, man. It's a lot dealing with a job and dealing with all this bullshit. And you struggling, you got bills to pay. It's a lot. So I remember one time I was there and the motherfucker coming to me. I said, man, get the fuck away from me, man. I don't fuck, man, get the fuck away from me, bro. We not at work. I don't give a fuck who you say. Man, get the fuck away from me. I don't fuck with you. You be on some hoe ass shit at work. Motherfucker couldn't believe it. I've done it to females too. Nah, man, you a fucking mammy. I don't got shit to say to you. You know what I'm saying? I was younger than now. I just don't even say nothing at all. Yes, I just received an email asking me to sign the petition. I'm not signing that just left, I'm not signing in the anti-abortion or whatever. I didn't sign for Juneteenth, although family been celebrating. Exactly. Nah, fuck that. I don't celebrate none of that shit. You mean Cooneteenth? Stop. We ain't never been free. Nigga, you free when you got reparations. There's a difference between liberty and freedom. Go get you an etymology dictionary. Go get you a Black's Law dictionary. There's differences. Freedom, free is freedom without constraints. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Liberty is freedom with constraints. And that's with constraints of the law. We got to understand that and wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? I see this shit. That's why I'm like, oh, now it's gun control. Anything to deviate from reparations. That's our brother David from No Compromise Podcast. Go check him out. He always talks about that nationhood. Build a nationhood. What are we doing? Stop hating. Get that hater blood out your system. I was having this conversation with the home. Shout out to Latanya and Miss Tanya, man. I was having a conversation with them. I can't be around hater motherfuckers because I ain't never hated on nobody. You can ask people. I don't ever go around people and look at all the materials that they've accumulated and then hate on them. Nah, man, that's what you like to do. Do what you do. That's just not me. You know, you can learn a lot about a person about what they spend their money on, right? But that doesn't mean you get a chance to judge them from a standpoint of condescension, like you, because you know what happens is in the black community, and I'm gonna put it out there, everybody think conscious motherfuckers gotta be broke, and that's not true. You don't have to be broke to be conscious, man. You can be awakened and not be broke. Stop hating. Stop watching other people's pockets and seeing what they spend their money on. If you don't fuck with them and you don't like what they doing, just don't contribute. But I've seen more black folk, and then you look at the white dominant society, man, these motherfuckers, let them put on a fucking event or something. Man, these white people sign up in droves to pay for these people. Nigga, I seen a pastor go in front of his congregation, a white pastor go in front of his congregation, and he had a big white congregation too. It was a big church, and say basically, I was fucking around on my wife, and I apologize. And then the bitch came on stage that he was fucking around with, which he didn't know. He got ambushed, and the bitch was like, yeah, he was fucking me when I was 15 years old. And then the people just kind of was like, explain yourself, pastor. Nobody got up. Nobody said, we calling the police. Nobody said any of that shit. Because white folk know how to be on code with their people. It's just black folk don't know how to be on code. We don't know how to it's beyond that crabs in the barrel stuff. We don't know how to come together for the greater good. That's what I've learned. We more come together when it's convenient. When Kiki and Lil Travion get shot, then we want to come together and do a goddamn barbecue and a car wash. But we don't know how to be on code. And I feel like that is the most thing. You gotta stop worrying about who a motherfucker fucking all that. Stop all that shit. This is why the dominant society wins every time. They throw a subject out there and niggas just get to harping and arguing over that shit, and they don't even understand what the fuck is going on in front of them. It's called order out of chaos. Some people don't want to call themselves foundational black American. They want to call themselves Moors. They want to call themselves descendants of slaves. They want to call themselves native black. Man, I don't care what you call yourself. Just be on code. Everything does not have to be a debate and an argument, and just give advice and move the fuck on. Even with your family, you give your advice and you move on. And two, I'm gonna say this. Go listen to that song by B.O.B. It's on the Ether album. It's called Middleman. I get it straight from the source. Fuck the middleman. All you middleman niggas, if you're not trying to replace the system, get the fuck away from me. Which means, don't be going back and saying one thing to another motherfucker and going back and saying another shit, man. Stop all that shit. Pastor John B. Law, the second of New Life Christian Church. Okay, see? Erica, shout out to my sister Erica, man. She put that shit out there. Good looking out, sis. Niggas be thinking I be making this shit up. I saw this shit. I wasn't even mad at what happened. I was enamored by how the white folk didn't get up and walk away. They just was like, explain yourself, pastor. Now, some people was like, dude, you should be in jail. But I think that was theatrics. Erica, am I wrong? None of those white people got up and walked out. They didn't walk out on that white man. They didn't even really bring up that he was fucking that girl that was underage. But if you Google a black pastor, will come up first. Exactly. Oh, man, you Google a black person. Oh, this nigga stealing. He fucking all the bitches at the church. Or he moist. And all, you know, they can't wait. It's not in jail. He's not in jail because of the statute of limitations. Exactly. But they wouldn't press charges anyway. Because trust me, that girl that he was fucking and her family probably knew it eventually. And they could have done something, but they didn't give a fuck. He white. You gotta damn near, you white, you gotta damn near kill somebody on camera for them to be like, all right, man, you guilty. God damn, you killed him on. I was watching this show, We Own the City. It's about Baltimore, Maryland. Very, very good show about Kim Mosby, the mayor at the time, and the chief of police, and just the shit that these white cops was getting right, and then dumbass niggas was going along with it. It just trips me out, man, and how arrogant some of these white cops were, and they weren't overacting. I was like, yeah, I believe it. He just one cop, I forgot his name, and he was a beat cop. He just patrolled the streets. And it's like, I'm thinking, why the fuck does he have on plain clothes? And then he got complaints, so the DOJ was doing investigations on the Baltimore City Police Department, and she was like, why is he always in plain clothes? Oh, because he's a beat cop that makes arrests, so he doesn't have to wear his. I'm like, they just make up any rule for white folk. Black folk, they'll just keep moving the goalposts. For real. The family was probably extorting him. Exactly. The family was probably getting paid. Look, let me tell you something. White people are not dumb. When they smell action and smell blood, they going for the gusto, but they gonna do it quietly. And them white folk were probably getting very compensated by that pastor. Because am I lying, Erica? That pastor looked like he had a nice big congregation. So I just wanted to let y'all know that, man. Stop with the gun control and Matthew McConaughey and all this. Y'all niggas need to wake up, man. Understand what the fuck it is. Start treating each other with respect. Stop doing shit that's out of line and out of purpose when anybody that's in your circle or anybody you consider a homeboy or friend or family, stop doing that. Stop being on some goofy sucker shit. And the people that are, handle your business. If you're not handling your business, don't be going around people telling them your sad story, because niggas don't want to hear it. They got sad stories too. See, I do this. My problems is having problems. And then motherfuckers get the fuck away from me, because perception is people's reality. So people be assuming because of what they perceive. No, nigga, you don't know the inside of what's going on. You're just taking a look on the outside, the exterior. I got my own shit going on too. Stop waking up in the morning wanting to know what everybody else's problems are and what everybody else's. I'll keep saying this. If somebody can talk to you and they can tell you about everybody else's business, but they can't tell you about their business or what they need to do, then that's a problem that you need to handle and you need to address internally. Why you say you, Warren, they're the person talking, because why you sitting up here listening to the bullshit? You're the carrier of the negative bullshit. So remember that. Hey, man, that's been my time. Oh, nope, she probably not the only young lady. I hear that. Hey, man, that's been my time. I got nothing but love for everybody out there. Shout out to my sister Erica, Tasha, Shawnee, Feeling the Building, Stand Up. Everybody out there, man, I got nothing but love for you. I love doing this podcast because it's like therapy to me. And like I said, I'm not clout chasing. So if you joining my fucking channel, that means you really fuck with me, because I'm not going to be doing no antics. Nigga ain't finna be out there, Bob. That bullshit. Not doing that over here. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. You know what it is. If you fuck with this channel, subscribe. If you don't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? If you know people that'll fuck with it, send it to them if they fuck with it. And if they don't, we can have a conversation about it, but I'm not going to be sitting around arguing and debating, motherfuckers. I don't got time to. Oh, I got too many gray hairs. I'm just thankful I got my hair at this point. Hey, man, you know what it is, you know what it ain't, man. Don't be the middleman, and don't be listening to the middleman. Get it from the source. And fuck all these motherfuckers with this bullshit. I'm out. Guilty, nigga. Peace.